All right, hello everyone. Can you hear me? Yep. My name is Andrew Sutherland. I am the founder of Quizlet. I started Quizlet as a sophomore in high school, and then I finished high school, went to MIT for a few years, and a year and a half ago I left MIT to go full-time working on Quizlet. And so first of all, I want to show you why you're paying attention. Quizlet is number 180 approximately on the Quantcast US traffic list, so that's bigger than the Wall Street Journal, for example. We get 14 million uniques a month. We have internal numbers that show, we think, that 15% of all US high school students use Quizlet every month, which is pretty incredible if you ask me. And we think, furthermore, that we can get to 50% in the next 12 months. So I would say we're one of the only companies that's building a consumer brand in education. And like Sunita nicely mentioned, we trade off the number 2, number 1, number 3 spot in the education section of the App Store pretty much every day. I think we're number 2 today. So like I said, I started Quizlet as a sophomore in high school. I was taking a French class, and I wanted to build a tool that would help me learn a bunch of words, a bunch of vocab words, a lot better than making flashcards or getting my dad to call in response with me. So I built a little software program, and I got 100% on the next test that I had studied for, only using this little program that I had built. And I was like, oh, that's really, really cool. And so I shared it with a few of my friends in that same class, and they all got similar results. And from there, I was like, actually, that's really interesting. That could be something that a lot of people would want to use. And so I worked on it for a few more months and then released it to the public. And since then, it's just grown like crazy. We haven't paid for any traffic. We haven't done really any marketing. It's all been word of mouth growth to those numbers that you just saw. And we think with some improvements to the what did I just do? Okay. With some improvements that we're working on, I think we can pretty much take over high school, middle school. And we also have a lot of users that are doing nursing school, professional schools. We have waiters who use Quizlet to learn their drinks when they get a new job. So it's pretty broadly applicable. Like I said, the people who use Quizlet are all over. We don't sell to school districts. We don't sell to teachers. We don't sort of have to deal with that whole huge problem. We go directly to students. I mean, like, we don't have to go through any system. We don't have to get any approvals. Students just go on Quizlet. They like it. They use it. They decide that it's useful to them. They decide that it's worth their time. And they start using it, and they tell their friends about it. And so we measure our success by students actually using it, because there's no other reason for them to be using it. They don't get it like forced down their throats, is what I mean. So what does Quizlet actually do? So it's pretty simple. Students go on. This one was trying to learn some Spanish vocab words, flavors of jelly beans in this case. And so they enter the words, they enter some photos, and we give them these different tools. The top one teaches them spelling and pronunciation. So it'll go through word by word and show them, it'll speak to them, and they have to type in the answer, and it makes sure they learn the accents and all that stuff. And we have tests and different games that you have to drag words around to match terms and definitions. So it's a lot around vocab, but people use it for anatomy, for lots of different things. It's all user-generated content, so we don't go out and get teachers to create content or professionals. We just source it from our users. So I wish I had this book that we do every year where we print out a list of every testimonial that we ever got that year, and it's a book like this thick. Of kids who would just say, like, Quizlet is the reason that I'm getting A's in my classes now and not C's. And these are just user submitted testimonials. They just go onto that section of our site and they say like Quizlet is the reason I'm doing really well. And like you can go right now and you can look at Twitter and you can type in Quizlet and you'll see lots of kids. I mean, that's a risky thing to do, to ask you guys to just like type in the search term. But you should, because it's really impressive. People really do like Quizlet. So I want to talk about why we're succeeding. I would say the reason is we focus fanatically on students. So students are our only sort of core user. I mean, we have a lot of teachers who are using Quizlet, creating content and sharing it with their students, but we focus completely on, do students like using this thing? Is it useful to them? We have teachers on our team, but we spend a lot of time going to classrooms. We actually have one crazy story, which is we wanted to build an iPhone app. We were a little behind on that. We found a 14-year-old kid, excuse me, who had built a Quizlet app using our API, and we hired him for the summer. And he led the development of our iPhone app completely from scratch. And it is now that app that we were just talking about. It has 4.5 stars in the App Store. And it's like the number 1, number 2, number 3 education app in the App Store. And so this kid was so excited about Quizlet, and he had all the technology skills that he needed to build this app. So he was sort of like me when I was 15. He was building this thing because it was really useful to him. And so that's the app. So another thing we do as a company, besides hiring high school interns and college interns, is we go to classrooms every week. And I would challenge you guys, how many of the education companies in this room are actually sending most of their team or all of their team to schools every week? We do that. It takes a lot of time. It takes like half a day or a whole day out of our schedule every week. But we get a ton of really, really useful, interesting insights into student problems and student frustrations and ways we could improve our products. So that's really important to us. Another thing we do is we respond to over 1,000 feedback messages a week personally, and we have everyone on the team doing that. So at the top is the colors for different team members, and every single person from the CEO down responds to feedback messages and really gets in there learning about what the current issues are on the site. And so we built this whole feedback center that's really powerful for us to understand what our users are actually saying about the site. So if we step back, like what are we trying to do? We're trying to supplement all these learning experiences that are happening in schools and classrooms and online all over the world. We're not trying to create our own curriculum. We're trying to build tools that help students learn the curriculum they're already doing in better and more fun ways. We're trying to build a consumer brand, something that students recognize as something that they really like, something that they identify with. We have this blog called Inside Quizlet where we post what we've been working on. We post photos of the team at the office, and we try to like generate this goodwill about what we're doing and like who we are. And we're trying to do it as a free product that can reach every student in the world. Because I'm running out of time, just skip here. We haven't raised money. We're not trying to raise money. We have bootstrapped. We are privately held. We are trying to build this as a long-term company that is mission-driven, not financially driven. And lastly, this is a photo that I want to show you guys of a girl using one of our games. And we think this is awesome. This is like the excitement that the kids have. It's like, what is going on that screen that's so exciting? That's a game that we're building that is like a multiplayer sentence writing game, which is one of the many things that we're going to be building in the next few months. It's really cool. All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you, everyone, for attending. Our last company has not shown up, so that's it for the presentations. Thank you very much.